Hey guys, PS3 GameGo here. I've just realised it's been quite a few months since I've given you guys an update on my Blu-ray collection. So in that time I've actually bought a substantial amount of Blu-rays, and without further ado I think it's time I gave you guys an update on exactly what I've bought. And we'll get started with This Is Sparta! 300, excellent movie when it came out in 2007. Gerard Butler was great as Leonidas. I love the action scenes were done so well. It's one of the best I'd ever seen in a movie of this style. The follow-up, parallel, prequel, sequel that came out earlier this year, 300 Rise of an Empire, was good. It maintained that visual style from the first one, which was excellent. It was a little bit hard to follow, but I still enjoyed it. And plus, Eva Green had a nice little scene with the main character here, so that alone made it very enjoyable. And overall, 300 and 300 Rise of an Empire are great action movies and worth checking out if you like this kind of movie. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 I quite enjoyed, despite some of the mixed reception it received. It kind of went, Spider-Man 3 weren't crammed too many characters in, which I agree, that was a bit of a bad move, but I still think it was a great movie, a lot of good action. Andrew Garfield is great as the wisecracking Spidey that we're used to from the comics, and I'm looking forward to the Sinister Six update movie that's coming out, I think here in 2016. I'm sure it's 2016 coming out, then Amazing Spider-Man 3 will be interesting, that comes out in 2018, and pushed back a bit now. But overall, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is still a great movie despite it cramming a few too many characters in and got a bit of Spider-Man 3 artists in there. Still worth checking out if you like Spider-Man or if you enjoyed the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. If I had to name what would be the funniest movie I've seen this year, I can't say none other than Bad Neighbours. This movie was just hilarious. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne as this couple who try to settle down, they got a baby, and Zac Efron and a fraternity moving next door, and they just party all night long. They play their music so damn loud and just really make things crazy when they go war against each other to stop them and make sure they're getting kicked out and getting fined for making so much noise all the time. And overall, Bad Neighbours is such a funny movie, and if you like movies with Seth Rogen and all the movies he's been in, you'll love Bad Neighbours. Zac Efron is great. It's very different to see him in a role other than High School Musical. He's great in this movie. And therefore, Bad Neighbours is really, really funny, and I guarantee you will enjoy it. Food porn at its finest. You can't go wrong with Chef. Jon Favreau is excellent in this movie. He wrote, directed and starred in it, and he ran up a stellar cast, including Sofia Vergara from Modern Family, John Leguizamo, who you may remember as voicing Sid in Ice Age. So I thought, and I was playing to him voice, I thought, yeah, watch that, that's Sid, and that's Sid from Ice Age. Rounding up, we've got Scarlett Johansson, Dustin Hoffman, and even Robert Downey Jr. gets looking, which is quite interesting. This movie is about Jon Favreau plays Carl Casper, sorry, I lost myself there. And he's a good chef, but he's getting abused by his critic on Twitter for his lack of originality and imagination. So he tries to change the menu, but the owner of the restaurant he works in, which Dustin Hoffman plays that role, is saying, no, stick with what we've got, no, it's not about critics, it's about the people. And he thinks, no, I'm done. And he walks out on the job and gets a food truck to start from scratch, and that he gets big success from there. The food critic gets back, realises all the success he made for the food truck and apologises for his ways. And overall, he opens a restaurant based on the food who's making the food truck, and overall Chef is a really good movie, and I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but I will give you a precaution right now. Make sure you eat or are eating if you decide to watch this movie, because you will get hungry. There is food everywhere, food, glorious food. This movie has it. Chef, great movie, really funny, and highly recommend you check it out. Next we've got Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs 2. This was a great sequel. I didn't think this was going to happen. The first movie, I thought it was going to be kind of one gem that wasn't going to get a sequel, but the sequel was actually a lot better. I love the Flint Lockwood's creations, of course, just heaps of food monsters, and it was just so clever, all the little food puns, and they were coming like big burgers and big all sorts of stuff. They were eating things. It was a really funny movie, and yeah, Cloud Chance Meatballs 2, a really funny follow-up to what was a movie I didn't think was going to get a sequel, but overall this is a great movie, and yeah, check it out because it's really, really funny and great to watch with your family. Another absolute gem for me is Collateral, directed by Marco Manna and starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Tom Cruise plays a hitman who bribes the cab driver played by Jamie Foxx into escorting him to all his hits he's got to do around LA. And Jamie Foxx is like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm a cab driver, not a hitman escort. You can't do this. And Tom Cruise threatens to kill him if he doesn't do what he says, and from there you just get an excellent balls to the wall thriller that keeps you engaged all the way. Collateral is a little bit underrated. I was only 10 just came out, so I saw this when I was 10 years old, and I actually really enjoyed it. For a 10-year-old to enjoy a movie like this is a bit strange, and overall Collateral is an excellent movie, and you got to check it out because Tom Cruise has not done a movie like this at all, and I hope he does more roles like this because this movie he was excellent. This movie as this villain. Overall Collateral, excellent movie. You got to check out Collateral. Another underrated animated movie that I saw this year that I just watched off Xbox Video on my Xbox One just because I wanted to watch a movie, and I thought, what's this, Freebirds? Let's check it out. So yeah, I got rented Freebirds, watched it, and I was laughing so much I couldn't believe I was laughing at it. It was every other second this movie. It was so damn funny. Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson are great voicing these two turkeys who are destined to get turkey off the menu during Thanksgiving, so they go back in time to when Thanksgiving first originated and want to say to these people who they go back in time to say, we want turkey off the menu, we're living creatures, we don't want to be eaten. So yeah, you go back in time to get turkey off the menu for Thanksgiving, and overall it's just a really funny animated movie for little kids and big kids. Freebirds, pretty underrated, and it's worth checking out. Now this next movie, when I heard of it being made, I was just like, really? That's the best you got for a new idea on an animated movie? But I went to see it when it came out, and it ended up being the best animated movie I've seen this year. The Lego Movie. As ridiculous as it sounds, it's actually a really good movie. I just couldn't believe myself. I was sat there in the cinema watching this movie and thinking, this is excellent. It's Lego, but it's good. It's a good way of portraying Legos into a movie. Yeah, it's a really funny movie. Plot was usual riff-raff, nothing special there, but overall it's a really funny movie, and I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It's already been announced based on how successful this has been. Overall, Lego Movie, big surprise to me, and you've got to check out the Lego Movie because, as daft as it sounds, it's such a really good animated movie and possibly the best that's been released so far this year. So next, a sequel to a movie that everyone pretty much hated, but I actually quite enjoyed, which may seem strange, The Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this movie. I love the stylized action. I think it had a lot more of it than the original did. It got straight to the point, so I think, mainly because I was younger when this movie came out, so I probably had a short attention span, so all the stylized action kept me engaged, and since then I actually enjoyed it a lot more than the other Matrix movies, which may seem odd, but yeah, The Matrix Reloaded, despite its criticisms it received, I actually quite enjoyed it, and I did better than The Matrix Revolutions was, of course, absolutely terrible, but The Matrix Reloaded is still a pretty good movie despite some of the negativity it received, and yeah, if you like the first Matrix, and you'll like The Matrix Reloaded, because I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's a really great movie. So next to The Matrix Reloaded, there's also another sequel to a movie that I quite enjoyed, but got a quite negative reception. It was Men in Black 2. Surprisingly, I actually enjoyed this movie. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one. The first one is good. I haven't picked it up yet because I can't find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere for it, I can't find it. When I was looking for it, I saw Men in Black 2 was there, and it was dirt cheap for like $9-10. So I thought, okay, the movie may not be that good, but for $9-10, I can forgive for that. It's still enjoyable. I can still watch it, and paying $10, that's fine. So yeah, it's not a bad sci-fi movie. Not the best, of course, out of the three. Men in Black 3 was definitely the better one, and I still can't find that anyway. So I was looking to get all three of them, and I couldn't find this one so far. I'll buy this one for now, and I'll buy the other 1 and 3 when they're actually in stock at my local JB Hi-Fi or something like that. But overall, Men in Black 2 is still a really good movie despite some negativity it received. I quite enjoyed it, and it's quite underrated, really. A Million Ways to Die in the West I also quite enjoyed, despite some of the mixed reception it received. I'm a big fan of Family Guy, a big fan of Family Guy, and also enjoyed Ted, so as soon as I heard about this movie I thought, yeah, I'll see it, I like Seth MacFarlane's work, so I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't as good as Ted. I kind of thought, well, he's got to really push the boundary further from Ted if he's going to make this movie, and yeah, it wasn't as good, but it was still funny. It had that typical Seth MacFarlane humour that you're used to if you're a fan of Family Guy and you enjoyed Ted. And overall, it's a great movie, great effort from Seth MacFarlane to do a live action movie where he wrote, directed and starred in it, whereas Ted, he was just motion capture and voice. This is him actually, as an actor, shows that he can act, and he's a good actor. But despite the mixed reception, Million Ways to Die in the West is still quite a funny movie. It's a bit too long as well, which is annoying. I thought, if he could have trimmed the fat a little bit around it, but overall, it's still a great movie. And overall, yeah, it's really enjoyable. If you like Seth MacFarlane's work, then I'm sure you'll like A Million Ways to Die in the West. I love Mrs. Brown's Boys, so of course that's why Mrs. Brown's Boys Live, Mrs. Brown Rides Again. This is a great stand-up show. I actually got the opportunity to go see this live when it was touring in Australia, but my mates got us the most shittest of seats ever, so I was like, why did you buy us these seats? You may as well just bought the Blu-ray, so there's no brainer. As soon as the Blu-ray came out, I was going to be buying it. So I thought it was a great show, and when I did see it live, I got to meet the cast, which was great. I've got some photos of that, which is going to be great to treasure in a few years' time. And overall, it's a great, funny show. If you like Mr. Brown's Boys TV show, then you'll love the live show because it goes a bit further the boundaries than the TV show can go. And overall, this is a really funny stand-up show, and a good laugh. Now, I don't really like opera. No, can't stand opera, but for some reason this movie just interests me somehow. There's One Chance, starring James Corden as Paul Potts, who won the first series of Britain's Got Talent in 2007, I believe it was. It was a really great movie. It's actually really funny as well, so I loved how funny it was. I thought it was going to be quite a serious biopic, but it actually had some quite funny elements into it, so I really enjoyed it because of that. And overall, it surprised me because I thought it was going to be quite boring and just drumming, because all the opera was like all the time, but no, it wasn't actually. I quite enjoyed it. It just surprised me, so I bought it on Blu-ray because it's going to be quite a classic to me in a couple of years' time. Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. RoboCop! RoboCop. Excellent. The original, classic movie. I just had to buy it at Blu-ray. Well, I had to buy the remastered version because when I got the original Blu-ray version it was a really bad transfer, so I thought, as good as the movie was, I can't buy it on Blu-ray, it looks terrible. So when I heard of this remastered edition coming out, I imported that from the UK because it came out there a bit earlier. And I just had to get that because that was just absolute classic to me. The 2014 remake or reboot, I call it a reboot because it actually has a different tone to the first movie. It's less violent, it's a bit more focusing on his how he's trying to rebuild his life after he was killed and transformed into RoboCop. Despite it shifting tone in the remake, I still quite enjoyed it, and I got it as a birthday present, so I was going to buy it, but because I got it as a birthday present, it was saved me $30. Overall, both great movies. The original, you can't beat the original, but if you want something a little different in RoboCop kind of movie, then the remake reboot is a really good to check out. Overall, it's great movies, and I recommend you check them out if you like your stylized action movies. Excellent movie in 2010. Social Network was excellent about the origins of Facebook. Jesse Eisenberg was great as Mark Zuckerberg, and not just because they both got Berg in their surname, that was probably kind of an odd coincidence, but this is an excellent movie of origins of Facebook and all the dramas around about if it had copied other sites and who has the full ownership rights of it all. It's a really interesting movie and quite some gripping and intense moments. Brilliantly crafted, landmark of the movie. You know, if you use Facebook, which I'm sure you do these days, everyone's on Facebook, then check this movie out just to see all the dramas went through to making it the biggest social network site that's out there. Overall, The Social Network is an excellent movie and you've got to check it out. Another totally funny animated movie that came out earlier this year is Turbo. In this movie, Ryan Reynolds is the voice of a snail. The name of the snail is... I've got the name of his character, I think it's Theo, but he renamed himself Turbo, where he has an accent involving some supercars, and because he dreams of being an Indianapolis racer, and he's a snail, so how's that going to work? But this is the movies, so anything is possible. So he gets, inhales nitrous oxide and gets incredible speed, and enters the Indianapolis 500. As ridiculous as it sounds, it's a really interesting concept. The movie is funny, it's got some great other voice work, including Paul Giamatti, Samuel Jackson, and even Snoop Dogg. So, it's great voices. Turbo is a really funny movie, and as much as the theory is ridiculous, you will enjoy Turbo, because I did. I was surprised to enjoy it. I was going to think it was going to be average, but I laughed so much, and for Turbo is an excellent animated movie. Pretty self-explanatory. The Walking Dead Season 4. What more can I say? Wow. Walking Dead is just turned out to be one of the most intense TV series, TV dramas ever made. Season 4 was just excellent. The cliffhanger was really kept you guessing what's going to happen next. Season 5 is only a few weeks away. It's going to pick up right on that cliffhanger, and I cannot wait for Season 5. But in the meantime, I've got Season 4 to tide me over. I'm currently watching through it as I'm recording this video. and go watch a bit more later actually. Yeah, season 4 of The Walking Dead, oh, excellent season. Can't beat season 3. Season 3 was definitely the best, but season 4 comes in very close. If you've not watched The Walking Dead yet, go get into The Walking Dead. You will not regret it. You will be hooked. Oh, excellent TV drama. Oh, good. Oh, I just want season 5 to arrive now. Yeah, season 4, excellent show. So yeah, Walking Dead, excellent show. Sorry. What the bloody hell are you buggers doing out here? Wolf Creek 2. Oh. When I heard this movie was getting made, I was like, yes. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought Wolf Creek was just going to be a single little gem that was just going to not be mentioned of again. And the sequel came about. Oh, excellent movie. It was a real action thriller, which was kind of positive negatives, but I actually quite liked the way it turned out. Yeah, it's a great movie. I added some quite good comedy elements to it. John Jarrett is great as Mick Taylor in this movie. Yeah, this is an excellent movie. Wolf Creek 2. Yeah, you'll love Wolf Creek 2. If you thought the first Wolf Creek was a bit too slow, watch the second one because you will be much more enjoyed as it keeps you engaged through the entire length of the movie. And finally, this movie was just excellent when it first came out. One of the best 3 hours I'd ever spent in a cinema. The Wolf of Wall Street. Excellent movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was great in this movie. Martin Scorsese, great director, love his movies, and this is probably his best yet. This movie is really excellent. It's really long, so just to advise that it does clock in almost 3 hours, but it's a great 3 hours. You will be instantly enjoyed. What surprised me the most about this movie was just how funny it was. I went into the movie expecting a serious crime drama about the stock exchange and Wall Street. So all these funny bits that make me chuckle, I was thinking that's just a coincidence, that's going to stop soon, but it just kept coming and coming and getting so much more funnier, and I was laughing a lot louder as well, and I was thinking, Jesus, I thought this was going to be a serious drama, not a comedy, so it just surprised me that it ended up being so funny. Overall, The Wolf of Wall Street, excellent movie. If you love Scorsese's movies, which you should love Martin Scorsese because he's an excellent director, yeah, check out The Wolf of Wall Street. When you've got a spare 3 hours, go watch The Wolf of Wall Street because you'll absolutely enjoy it. So how guys, that's all the Blu-rays I've bought in the past few months. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, leave your comments down below on what you thought of the video, or some of the Blu-rays you liked, or your opinions on some of the movies I've got, or some movies you think I should consider checking out. Also make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified of when I upload new videos, including more Blu-ray collection updates, because they will keep coming over a few months. When I bought a substantial amount of Blu-rays, they will be on my channel. So until then guys, we'll see you in the next video.